From prevention and early detection to the latest minimally invasive procedures, look to the experienced team at Payless Health Cardiovascular Institute. To learn more, visit paylesshealth.com or call 708-226-2300.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. So glad I don't live in California. Man, love to visit. Lots of friends, fewer friends out there than I had in the past, but great place to visit. Yeah, I have to donate a lot more money to it when I go. Taxes outrageous. All kinds of special regulations. When you go into California, it's like being in a different country. Your car, you can't take your car to California without going through a lot of rigmarole, as my family would say. Yeah, nothing transfers easily. They don't want anything in, anything out. They think they've got it licked. But they're in the midst of a humanitarian crisis. This is a country, I talked about this the other day, that is the fifth largest economy in the world if it stood on its own. It has surpassed the United Kingdom. Fifth largest economy, new federal data. Gross domestic product rose by $127 billion from 2016 to 2017, surpassing $2.7 trillion, slightly over the UK. What is it from? Manufacturing, aircraft manufacturing. You want to know why? You can't move aircraft manufacturing that easily. Boeing, who merged with McDonnell Douglas or whomever, Northrop Grumman, all the big aerospace companies, they are stuck in California because they can't retool and build planes. The same with Seattle. Let me tell you something. Boeing, all these companies, I don't even know the names. It used to be General Dynamics. It was LTV. These are missile companies. Raytheon, all of them would suck paper leaving California. If it were easy, you think they like those taxes? They would be gone. Boeing, look at Boeing's. Let me tell you what happened in the last year from 2016 to 2017. The California rose by 20-something billion dollars in GDP. It's in a word. You ready? Trump. Yep. They say the data demonstrates the sheer immensity of California's economy, home to nearly 40 million people. I love this. A thriving technology sector in Silicon Valley. The world's entertainment capital in Hollywood, the nation's salad bowl in the Central Valley agricultural heartland, reflects a substantial turnaround since the Great Recession. Do you know how well Donald Trump has done for California? California, in the city, California. Yes, California. He has turned Californicate into a thriving economy in spite of Moonbeam. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Can you imagine what California would be like if they followed the principles of Trump, if they stopped supporting illegal immigration, got rid of sanctuary cities, stopped taxing people into oblivion? It would be a showpiece. People are stuck in California. That's why they're there. All sectors except agriculture contributed to California's higher GDP. Hey, funny thing, the GDP of California raises with the very qualified white Republican president, and it was down for a low period under Black Jesus, baby Black Jesus, Barack Obama. And do you hear anybody talking about this? Do you hear the Californians thanking Donald Trump? California last held the world's fifth largest economy in 2002, fell as low as 10th in 2012 following the Great Recession. They've added 2 million jobs and grown its GDP by $700 billion since then, and the majority of it is due to Donald Trump. Go back, I dare you. Look at the stock market on Boeing. Look at what you could have invested, what you could have made in Boeing had you invested in it the moment Donald Trump took office. You don't have to believe me. Go do it yourself. California's economic output is now surpassed only by the GDP of the United States, China, Japan, and Germany. The state has 12% of the U.S. population, contributed 16% of the country's job growth between 2012 and 2017. By the way, the biggest job growth from 2012 to 2016 was in illegals. It was in menial jobs, working, cleaning buildings and picking fruit. In 2016 to 2017, it was in manufacturing. They say its share of the national economy grew from 14.2% to 14.2% from 12.8% over that 5-year period. You want to know when the majority of that growth took place? Do I really need to tell you? Huh? You want some ice cream? You need some ice cream. Because if you don't understand when that occurred, you're a child. You got the mind of a child. California. Yeah, I'm going to head out to California. Find me a little place to live. We'll take the wife and the kids, California. California's economic juggernaut is concentrated in its coastal metropolises around San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, and San Diego. That would be all the things I told you before. Big time aerospace. Lockheed, McDonald's, all those. I don't even know who's bought whom over the past few years, but that's all that they're talking about. And of course, Silicon Valley. Can't count those guys out. You got Facebook and Yahoo and Google. Yeah, propping those guys up, thankfully, propping up that economy. But I'm telling you, the big boys would suck paper leaving. I'm talking about the manufacturers. Google and those guys, Silicon, they're stuck. Intel, they're stuck. All those guys. But Google, Facebook, they could leave in a New York minute. They could go to Tennessee. Look at what Amazon's doing. Amazon's not looking in California. Jeff Bezos ain't stupid. Well, you think I'm stupid? I ain't stupid. Who you looking at? What you looking at me for? Yep. All sectors except agriculture. You want to know why agriculture suffers? Because Donald Trump says, look, get these illegals out of here. We will pay more for food. That's okay. And oh, by the way, Nancy Pelosi, how about you let some water go down to the Central Valley instead of feeding those bait fish for your husband's tuna company? Yep, they say it's driven by worker productivity. Yeah, that's some economics professor at UCLA. They said the United Kingdom has 25 million more people than California, but has a smaller GDP. You think that's because of worker productivity? Could be. I mean, it could be. Look, the Europeans, they're lazy in comparison. They're lazy. Silicon Valley, you got to work, baby. You want to keep that job? There is an Indian or a Chinese that'll come get that job. You better know it, white boy. You better get to work. Shoot. Yeah, I don't care how many people you got. You better go to work, baby. But look, all that said, and here's what's really interesting. California's in a humanitarian crisis. Are you guys aware of this? California is struggling. As good as it is, people are and let me tell you, I think part of this is Jerry Brown knows you're stuck. That's why he says, I don't care if you get HIV and somebody knows it. That's on you. I don't care if somebody steals from you up to $950. It's a misdemeanor. Yeah, Jerry Brown has gone bananas. He's got a climate tax. He's got all kinds of things that are happening. I'll talk about this later because we're not going to have time today, but he is making it mandatory for you to put solar panels on your house. We'll talk about that in a bit. But California's in a crisis. It's a crisis waiting to happen. Donald Trump can help it so much, but only so much. Eventually, the middle Americans that live in California, the people that want no part of the leftist ideology, they are being squashed out. And they're going to figure something out. I don't know what it is. A lot of them are leaving. Humanitarian crisis. Thousands of displaced people. These people are no different than any other refugee. They get no publicity because they're middle-class white folks, for the most part, who are saying enough is enough. Conservative economists Arthur Laffer and Stephen Moore predict a new mass exodus of wealth from New York and California because of the new tax law. But academics who study taxes and migration call the forecast pure nonsense. These two guys, Laffer and Moore, say 800,000 people are going to leave New York and California. Now, that's good news in one sense, because you're saying, whoo, people finally see the light. They're done with California. If they bring that leftist mentality, they're spreading it all over the country. You're spreading cancer. It's like what happened with the Muslims. You can say, oh, we want to help them. We want to bring them in and get out of those, crazy dictator-run countries. But whatever happens, they end up spreading amongst the general population. And next thing you know, you got more car bombs. You got things going on. This is what's happening with California. They're leaving and you're going, well, what do we do? What do we do? They're coming here and they're watering down your vote. They say the new tax bill is going to net 800,000 people to move out over the next 3 years. They limit the deduction of state and local taxes to $10,000. So these high earners are going, I'm going to Texas. There's no state income tax. I can deduct all my taxes. So why not go take advantage of that? They're moving to neighboring states where the tax base is better. And also people work hard. They're not complaining.
Kevin Jackson on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
With renowned cardiologists right here in your community, the Payless Health Cardiovascular Institute is a collaborative team dedicated to caring for your heart. To learn more, visit paylesshealth.com or call 708-226-2300.
So we're sitting here with one of New Jersey's prodigal sons, the boss, my friend, Bruce Springsteen. It's good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you also.
You and I have spent a lot of time talking about what it means to be a good man.
Our audience looked at us and saw the America that they wanted to believe in.
We come from such different places. It turns out there's a lot of overlap.
Renegades, Born in the USA, a new Spotify original podcast from Higher Ground. Listen free only on Spotify.